Am I the AH for not buying a house with my BF? I, F38, have been in a relationship with my boyfriend, M47, for almost 2 years. Currently, we own one property each. We've the opportunity to buy a house together, 50-50, at a great price. I was hesitant because the credit of the house needed to be under my name and I would have to sell my property to pay my mortgage and then request a new one, but I agreed. A few days later, he suggested that I put the money from the sale of my property towards the shared house. I felt it was unfair, because he wasn't putting extra money. He offered to put the same amount of money, with the condition of not selling his property. He told me that he will get a loan to match my part. FYI, the house will be only under my name due to his poor credit score, so I don't know how he will get the loan. After asking him about why he wanted to keep his property, he mentioned that if we broke up, he will return to his property and I will keep the shared house. I tried to explain him that if he leaves before we pay it, I won't be able to afford paying and maintaining it on my own, so I will need to sell it and I might not have enough money to buy one for a while. He thinks I would be a winning because I would end up with a house that is more expensive than the one I currently own. I feel that it is unfair for both of us and suggested that we either sell both properties or none at all, and cancel the purchase. So, I canceled the purchase. Now he is telling me that I am being unreasonable and that he doesn't understand my logic. Am I the AH for not buying the house because I will need to sell my property and he won't? Am I the AH for not forcing my daughter to be friends with a girl in her class? I'm looking for some other perspectives on this situation involving my daughter and her friend, whom I'll call Emily. They have been friends since daycare, and I know Emily's mom well. Emily is a quiet girl who seems to be high-functioning. While she's not in a special education class, her communication style is quite selective. She often prefers parallel play, and their interactions have mostly consisted of them being together but engaging in different activities, but they do watch movies sometimes and converse. Recently, my daughter expressed frustration with Emily, feeling that she is selfish. An incident occurred where my daughter asked to use a ruler, and Emily said no. My daughter was scolded by the teacher, which upset her further. She shared that she often helps Emily and stands up for her when others say negative things, yet during disagreements, Emily tends to remain silent. After this, my daughter announced that she no longer wanted to be friends with Emily. I understood her feelings and suggested she talk to Emily about them, as Emily might not realize how my daughter felt. However, the next day, my daughter came home in tears, reiterating that she didn't want to be friends anymore and didn't want to discuss it. I reached out to the class teacher, who noted that my daughter had been emotional, on the verge of tears, since lunch, but was unsure what had happened. After observing my daughter's distress, my husband and I decided not to force her to maintain a friendship she didn't want. We reassured her that she didn't have to be friends with someone if it made her uncomfortable. I kept the teacher informed, and she arranged for my daughter to sit away from Emily. Last week, Emily's mom contacted me, expressing concern about her daughter feeling isolated and suggesting a playdate to address the issues between the girls. I respectfully declined, explaining that my daughter no longer felt comfortable being friends with Emily. Emily's mom reacted strongly, accusing my daughter of bullying and isolating Emily. She insisted I should teach my daughter that not all friendships look the same. She explained that just because Emily isn't good at expressing herself doesn't mean she's emotionless. She has noticed that her daughter has been anxious in school, and this ordeal has caused her so much more meltdowns. Am I the AH for making this decision? Should I have handled this differently? Edit, they are 9 years old, and I am absolutely sure there is no bullying involved. Am I the AH for not letting my brother attend our family's holiday because of his fiancé's cultural beliefs? I, 30F, Any my brother, 28M, has been dating his fiancée, 26F, for about 2 years. She's a great person, kind, smart, and loves him, but our families couldn't be more different. Our family is laid back and loud, and our holiday celebration is the highlight of the year. It's a big deal for us, with lots of food, drinks, dancing, and games. We go all out, and it's the one time we all come together to have fun without judgment. But my brother's fiancée comes from a conservative religious background with strict dietary and cultural rules. She doesn't eat pork, shellfish, or anything non-halal. She also doesn't drink alcohol or participate in dancing or games, which are core parts of our celebration. Last year, she joined us for the first time and it was uncomfortable. My mom made separate dishes without pork or shellfish, and we toned down the drinking, but she still seemed out of place. She didn't eat much, didn't engage in conversation, and spent most of the evening sitting quietly while we celebrated. My brother looked tense the entire time, and the vibe felt off, like we were walking on eggshells. This year, my brother called me asking for more changes. He wants us to have a completely dry holiday, no alcohol, no pork, no shellfish, and to make the atmosphere more respectful by skipping the loud music and dancing. He said it's about making her feel comfortable and included, and that it's just one day, so why can't we make the sacrifice? I told him while I respect her beliefs, this is our family tradition, and changing everything for one person isn't fair to the rest of us. This holiday has been the same for decades, and it means a lot to us too. He got upset, saying that by refusing, I was excluding them and being disrespectful. I reminded him that we already made compromises last year, but she still didn't seem happy, so how far are we expected to go? I even suggested they do their own thing this year and we could catch up after, but he blew up, accusing me of pushing them out of the family. Now he's threatening not to come at all, and it's causing a major rift. Some of our family members think we should just go along with the changes to keep the peace, while others agree with me that it's unreasonable to ask everyone to completely overhaul our traditions for one person, especially when she doesn't seem to want to meet us halfway. My mom is caught in the middle and just wants everyone to get along, but no matter what, someone is going to be upset. Honestly, I don't want to exclude my brother, but I also don't want our holiday to feel like something it's not. Why should we have to change our entire tradition? They knew what our family was like when they got together, and while I'm all for respecting different cultures, I think there has to be some compromise on both sides. My brother is making it seem like I'm being stubborn, but I think I'm just trying to protect something that's important to us. So now tell me, am I the AH or not the AH?